Coleman. This is Tracy Johnson with ERA Waldrop Real Estate, and today I have the honor of talking with Becky Goff, the Executive Director over at United Way of Coleman County. Becky, thanks for coming out and visiting with us this morning. I know it's your busy season, you're in the middle of campaign, and you've got special events coming up,
We sure
and
do.
just tons of stuff going on. So thanks so much for taking a minute out of your day to talk to us and tell us a little bit about United Way.
Yeah, well, thank you for having me. I always look forward to the opportunity of sharing with the community all the good things that are happening. Because, like you said, we've got a lot going on right now.
Yes. And there's so many great things that are taking place here in Coleman. We just absolutely love Coleman, and that's really the reason we do this show, is just to kind of promote Coleman and tell people about this wonderful little gem that's hidden kind of here between Huntsville and Birmingham.
Absolutely. Well, I have loved my time here, and I, of course, love working at the United Way. I don't know if you know or not, but this is our 40th anniversary.
Wow.
We were founded in May of 1979 when a group of volunteers got together and decided to form the United Way. And we've been in this community for 40 years, serving our community and helping our neighbors in need. So this has been a big year for us.
Amazing.
We've been celebrating it and just recognizing and honoring the volunteers. It takes a whole army of people. I like to tell people United Way belongs to the community, and I hope everybody knows that. We're a very small staff, as you know. We've got 2 full-time, 1 part-time staff person, so we clearly couldn't do all the things that we do in the community if it weren't for the volunteers who come behind us and support us in all of our events and activities and fundraising.
Yeah, and you want to make sure that every penny goes back out into the community to really help. I know you guys sponsor 17 different agencies, so that money goes back into the community to help our individuals here, whether it be
we're in the areas of health, education, and financial stability. We've kind of narrowed it down because those are your building blocks, the things that we all hope and strive for as in our everyday life. You and me alone, we both want to be able to provide for our families and have access to health care and put food on the table and not have to make a decision between whether or not I have a health issue, like I can't afford to pay my insulin or put food on the table. What do I choose? There are a lot of people, although we have a lot of people in our community that are employed right now, the economy is really good, we still have a lot of people who struggle to meet those daily needs. So.
Right, and I mean, and medicine, for example, can be so expensive, or hospital bills or whatever, and maybe you've got great insurance, but it doesn't cover everything, or that percentage that you're responsible for.
Right.
And medicine can be so expensive, and just raising kids.
Absolutely.
I know my son right now, he's about to eat us out of house and home.
I know,
those
the paycheck
teenage boys.
doesn't stretch as far. As a matter of fact, Coleman Caring for Kids, I was over there last week, and they are seeing on average 700 families a month that are coming through there. So that's very telling to know that the dollar just doesn't stretch as far as it used to, and people are having difficulty making it. So every once in a while, if you have a need or a situation, it's good to know that we have a great safety net through our network of partner agencies that are able to help people, not necessarily give them a handout. It's a hand up when you have a difficult time in your life. You don't plan for a house fire. You don't plan to have things that happen that unexpectedly upset your budget or your plans, or so it's good to know that our community, which is so incredibly generous, not only with their donations to United Way and to our partner agencies, but through their service of their time and their energy to help our neighbors. So I'm super excited that we get to celebrate this whole year about the accomplishments, but every year brings us a new opportunity to get the word out and let people know, because even though we've been around for 40 years, I still meet people every day who don't know about United Way and don't understand.
Don't realize we have one, don't know what it is, they don't understand it.
Right. I think a lot of people think we're this huge movement or part of a large organization, and they don't realize that we are local. Every decision we make, as a matter of fact, 100% of our funding decisions are made by volunteers. I don't make those decisions. The community does.
Yeah, so tell me a little bit about how they make that decision, because I know it's volunteers.
That's right.
That actually go in and go to these different agencies and help make that decision on how they're going to be funded and how that money is going to be spent here in our community.
Yeah.
So how does that work?
We announce open enrollment for applications for local nonprofits, anyone who's a 501c3 nonprofit in our community that does work in Coleman County, who provides services in the area of health and human services, can apply for funding. And so once those applications are out, they send in all the information, and then we gather the community to help us make decisions. So we call that our allocations process. We have a group of probably about 25 to 30 individuals who are assigned to review specific organizations, and it's although not terribly time consuming, a very important job.
Right.
They go out and they visit each and every one of the agencies that have applied for funding. They review all their financial records to make sure that they're spending the money wisely and where those resources are going. And then also the outcomes. How many people in the community are they serving? What is the impact to Coleman County? And is this an investment that's good for our community, meeting a need that we have, and also, making a tremendous impact on the people that we're trying to serve. So it takes place. We're actually going to be starting with our training session towards the end of the year, late November, beginning of December, where we'll be training individuals to serve in that role. And then in January and February, you'll go out and visit 2 or 3 agencies. So it's not a terribly time-consuming task. And then you'll make, that committee will come back together and make their recommendations, which United Way Board of Directors will approve for funding recommendations for the following year. So we are certainly recruiting volunteers to participate in that. And I would say, if you don't know anything about United Way and you're always wondered, where does the dollars go?
Yes.
Join the allocations process and find out, because that is a great entry point to understanding not only the needs in our community, but how you can be a part of it and help.
Right. And I think so often we tend to have tunnel vision and we don't see everything that's going on right around us.
That's right.
And unfortunately there are so many people in need right here in our backyard and in our community. And we have such a diverse population here in the Coleman community. And I think a lot of times people don't realize just how diverse it is and how big the needs are a lot of the times. I'm big on trying to educate people, trying to educate our community, trying to make people aware of all the different great services we have, but then of course all the needs that are here available.
Absolutely. So, the one thing that I always tell people, it's campaign season right now, so I get to speak to lots of our business partners and people in the workforce, and the one thing that I try to remind everybody is that it's hard to remember, like, where is the food bank? Where can I find the health clinic? How can I get help if my kids want to participate in Girl Scouts or 4-H and I don't have the resources? Or even where can I get, I'm having trouble paying for my prescriptions. How can I get help? Right. It's hard to remember exactly where to get that information. But United Way funds a hotline number that's available 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. It's 211. So I kind of like to say it's like peace, but 211. It's easy way to remember.
211.
That's right. So you won't forget it. But you can call that number 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, and explain to them what your needs are. The question they will ask you is, what's your zip code? And from that, they'll be able to determine what area you're in and what resources will be available to you. So you can even call them to ask if you want to volunteer or get involved, plugged in, or even where the nearest storm shelter is. They can answer all kinds of questions. And it's not just United Way partner agencies that have that information on that hotline. It's all information in our community. Right. So it's a valuable resource that your United Way dollars help to fund.
And I know in the past when I was a part of United Way, all those years ago, when I was part of United Way as the marketing director, even people passing through, every once in a while something, they'd get stranded on the interstate, or whatever it was, and that 211 is that connection for anybody and everybody. And so then they leave Coleman having that good experience. Yes, I was able to contact 211 and they were able to point me right in the right direction while I was passing through, and then they could send back and they send those thank you notes, and that rewarding experience of not only are we helping our community, but we can educate people in surrounding areas as well, and just let people know there's always a need. Maybe it's we need to refer them to something else, but just that connection of being able to work together and help people in need.
That's right.
No matter
Well, it's
what
hard to
the
remember,
circumstance.
so where should I send them? You don't have to
Yes.
remember, just 211.
Yeah. Have that programmed in your cell phone.
That's
we all
right.
live by our cell phones
That's
now.
right.
Just program it in. Helpline 211. So I know you've got some special events coming up.
We do.
Looking forward to a bingo night.
Yes,
Love
I wanted
bingo.
to leave you with this flyer, designer bag bingo.
Yes. Love.
United Way, I mentioned United Way is run by volunteers. And so this is one example of a number of committees and organizations and ways that you can partner with United Way if you want to get involved. This is our Women's United. So we launched Women's United last fall. And it's a group, we found that people like to be together and network with their peers. So these are ladies from all walks of life, whether they're, homemakers or in the workforce or, just people who want to give back to our community. And this year they are sponsoring or hosting rather our designer bag bingo. So it's going to be a fun ladies night and a great way to give back to the community as well. So you'll have chances to win some handsome bags that our business partners have sponsored for the evening. But one of my favorite ideas that came out of this committee was not only is it going to be a fundraiser to help United Way and their partner agencies, but it's also a way for you to give back when you attend, because we have, if you want to clean out your closet, if you're like me, it's time to switch over to some sweaters. It's getting a little cold. I found in the bottom of my closet a purse that I bought that I loved, but I'm just not using it anymore because, I found something else that I'm using. We're asking people to bring a gently used purse and maybe fill it with some toothpaste or deodorant.
Oh, what a great idea.
And we are going to, give that back to some of our shelters that we fund here and partner with in Coleman County. So you can clean out your closet, give back, have a fun night with a group of friends, play some bingo, maybe go home with a new purse. There'll be some raffle prizes, and it's going to be a fun night. So it's going to be at the Loft on November 5th. Doors will open at 5. Yeah. 6 o'clock we'll start playing bingo. We'll have some appetizers and some drinks available for purchase if you like. Otherwise, there'll be tea and water as well. And I cannot wait. I'm really looking forward to it. So you can go on our website to purchase tickets. You can also go on Facebook and get your tickets. There's an option to do it there, or you can call us at United Way or stop by. You know where we are in the historic train depot, but maybe not everybody does. But come by and see us.
And the phone number is 256-739-2948. I remember it. All those years it's still stuck in my head. So 256-739-2948.
I'm impressed.
Or stop by the train depot. Everybody knows where the train depot's at here in Coleman. So stop by the train depot, visit them, see the historic building, watch a train go by.
That's right. Well, it never fails. We have a committee meeting. So
Right.
Just to give a plug for a few other ways you can get involved. So we have our Women's United. We also have a Young Professionals group, and those are for folks under 35. And they are encouraging people to volunteer in that age bracket and get our new volunteers to understand what we do, and you may opportunity to move your way up to a board position. So we love our young professionals. They also are our backbone, hardworking, everyday volunteers. They are tremendous. I really don't know what I'd do without them. We have our allocations process that I mentioned, loan executives. People who are interested in helping us generate more funds for United Way, there's also a way for them to give back and help us not only encourage small businesses to give back. I know we talked about that a little bit before we sat down for this formal conversation, but there's so many ways that you can help support your community and help through United Way. Did you know that last year alone almost 20,000 people benefited from a United Way funded agency?
Wow.
That's 1 out of every 5.
Yeah,
so.
20,000 people right here in Coleman County. So that's awesome.
Yeah.
To know that you guys are able to impact just one life, just one person, but 20,000 people.
And that's really why United Way was formed, because it's the easiest way to help the most people. So through one gift, you are impacting hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of people. And then of course, we have our matching program. Sometimes businesses match a gift.
Right.
And then of course we have several of our organizations that get federal and state funding that they could only get through matching funds of United Way. So sometimes you might donate $1 and it'll actually turn into $5.
Right.
And there's no other way that you can make such a huge impact. So we are certainly asking for people to join us and help us in whatever way you can, whether it's a attend event, have a campaign in your business. If you're a small business, you can be an everyday hero and join us in our small business splits. Participate in helping us decide where the money goes. There's a lot of ways.
A lot of different ways.
Or Tracy, I brought you a t-shirt.
Oh,
We
I
have
love it.
our United Way Coleman. This is our new shirt. So people who donate to our campaign a certain amount get a free t-shirt.
Okay.
But it is also a way to promote us. So I'm going to give you one today
Well,
so you
thank
can spread the word.
Thank you.
You can like us on Facebook, on social media. I always tell people that's the easiest way to volunteer is like and share information. You can do that in 20 seconds if you volunteer for the day,
And
right?
you're on social media anyway.
You're on there anyway, right?
So, well, thank you so much for coming out this morning and
Appreciate
visiting
you
with
having
us.
me.
Thank you, Coleman, for visiting with us this morning. Hope you guys have a great day, and we will be back soon. Have a great day.
Thank you. Yay! What do you think? Do we get her at all?
I think so.